Mr. Augie, may take the stand up here. Raise your right hand, please. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Take a seat.
May I proceed?
You may proceed.
Please state your name for the record.
Avenue Lane now.
What is your current occupation?
Well, I grew the finest cattle and I raise dogs.
What property do you own?
Well, it's a nice little tract of about 86 acres, just west of a piece of conservation land in Iron River Township.
Now, where is this property?
Well, it's in Iron River Township and it's south of Long Lake, just north of about 14. To the east is a smaller canal, and or to the west is a small canal. To the east is a conservation.
What are your environmental views on your property?
Well,
Before you do that, what county is this property located in?
Iron River Township, not home county.
Iron County, I
Iron
believe.
County.
Is that- Go ahead.
Can you please explain to me how you received your land?
Well, my mother gave it to me, deeded it to me, and it's been in my family for countless years.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness with a copy of Exhibit B?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that I am showing the opposing counsel a clean and unmarked copy of Exhibit B.
And my understanding is this exhibit is admitted because it's been stipulated to by both parties. So you may show it to the witness and question him on it.
Mr. Ogg, do you recognize this document?
Yes, it is a low resolution representation of my property.
Can you describe this to the court?
Well, here we have tract B. One thing. Here's my driveway leading to the Ogg homestead. And we see just the clip of the conservation. We see this little peninsula which is tract A. And we have the canal right here and long up here.
Thank you, Mr. Ogg. What was your first impression of Owen K. Shield?
I really had no impression. I just hoping to see him as a first impression.
How did you first meet Owen Shield?
Well, I saw him on just the other side of the canal after he had presumably come across my road. And it's like, hey, you're trespassing. And it's like, no, I'm not trespassing. I'm just coming to my land. So I was like, well, okay, for you, sure.
Who used the access road other than Mr. Shield?
Well, myself, being it was my driveway.
Why did you stop letting Mr. Shield from using the road?
Well, he had begun certain operations and caused issues, so I said, no, you can't build a resort. I heard he was building a resort, and I didn't want that to harm the environment.
What is your view of Mr. Shield currently?
I don't like him very much.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness with a copy of Exhibit B?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that I am showing an unmarked copy of Exhibit B. What constructions do you have on your property, Mr. Ogg?
Well, I have the old Ogg homestead, my driveway, this Richie. Other than that, we have a fence surrounding the tract, trees, grass.
Mr. Ogg, what is the purpose of the access road on your property?
To access the property.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, the fence has no more questions at this time.
All right.
May I proceed?
Sure.
Mr. Ogg, when did you start using your property?
Well, really, my family's been using it for quite some time, so the Oggs have been using it for a while. Me specifically, been coming up for years and years. Couldn't really put an exact date on when I personally started using it. I was born there, so I've used it for a very long time.
Thank you, Aaron. No further questions at this time.
Okay?
May I proceed?
Yes, please do.
Mr. Shield, back in 2003, you moved to Iron River Township, is that correct?
In 2003, yes. Yep, in May.
Around that time, you began building a house on your land, correct?
That is correct. We actually had to move into the town first because there was nowhere to live on the land, and then we'd bring materials in through the road and over the bridge and started establishing that. And then as soon as we
Thank
had
you,
something to
Mr.
live
Shield.
in,
Yes, no answer, please.
Well, all right, this is cross-examination, but you need to let him give his answer. Go ahead.
yeah, so as I was saying, once we had enough of a house established to move onto the land, we moved out of the town proper where we were renting in a hotel, and we moved onto the land, which was an exciting and good feeling.
Now, you never mentioned in your disposition about there being a sign on the access road saying that it was a public road, correct?
I've never noticed a sign. I'm sorry, a public road?
Yes.
A lot of the roads around here don't even have street signs, like to name them. I mean, the roads just have numbers. So yeah, there's not a lot of signage in those parts.
And you never mentioned asking anyone whether it was a public road?
It's in the deed that I'd have access through the public way. So.
One day, Mr. Ogg stopped you on your way back to your house, to your home, is this correct?
When is correct? I don't understand that question.
One day, Mr. Ogg stopped you on your way to your house. correct?
Yes, I misunderstood. Yes, so yeah, one day, like I said, I think it was about 6 months. Would have been about 6 months after. Yeah, he flagged me down as you kind of do.
Did he seem angry, or he seemed angry at the time, is this correct?
He seems like a gruff, honestly, kind of grumpy old man. But you know, a lot of people can be protective of their land in rural parts like that, and I think a lot of landowners give off more bark than bite.
However, he still did not stop you from using the road?
No, for the last 16 years, I've had no trouble with access to the road, which is why I was so surprised to find a pile of logs at the end of my driveway blocking me from leaving my own home.
In fact, he did not stop you from using the road until years later in 2018.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it true that when you came home from work very late, that you came home from work very late usually and went to work very early?
Yeah, as I said, it felt horrible leaving my kids at home. You know, I really miss being part of that. You know, there's the hours after they got home from school that I want to be part of my little kids growing up. So I'd often work, you know, into the evening, and then not make it home till a couple hours later. Yeah. So, but that was always why I was so excited to get home before they'd get to bed and honk the horn, let them know I was coming. You know, rev the engine, that type of thing.
You have a blacksmithing job at Irondale, is this correct?
I do. It's at the time that was how I supported my family, and I used that money to pay off the property. I still work the job. It's really more of a hobby, an artistic thing for me.
10 years ago, you received a business proposition, correct?
I've received a lot of business propositions over the years. Like I said, the Arkin's been quite profitable, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
This was the blacksmithing job this was the proposition to build a resort on Long Lake, correct?
I don't know which proposition.
10 years ago, you received a proposition to build your resort on Long Lake, is this correct?
I don't remember that. 10 years ago, I certainly had a dream to have a resort. Actually getting the resort, moving and getting the resort started is just the last year or so.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness with a copy of his witness statement?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that I am showing an unmarked copy of the witness's statement. Can you please read lines 73 through 74.
73 through 74, yeah. Okay, let's see. About 10 years ago, I was approached with a proposition by Businessman Alvin T. Gray to build a lakeside development and lodgement land next to the lake. He also told me that a recent study by Dr. Bill Bowe from the University of Marquette found a large amount of argon. Yeah, so that's true. Dr. Bill Bowe found the argon, and I was fortunate enough to have a lot of the land where that argon was at. I had forgotten that that was there. It certainly, when I found the argon, I saw that as like, maybe this is how I can do it. Maybe this will turn out and I can start that resort. But like I said, the actual starting the resort that's new, that's been as the mining has kind of started shutting down, and I've been refocusing toward that dream I've had.
In order to fund this project, you had to start a mining operation. Is this true?
I mean, in order to get the argon out of the land, I had to start a mining operation, and then I think because of that, I have the resources I need to start. If I hadn't found that argon, I'm not sure, maybe I would have done something else. This is something I really want to do.
Okay. You brought mining equipment across Mr. Ogg's bridge. Is this right?
I don't believe the bridge is Mr. Ogg's, so I would say no, that's not correct. I don't think Mr. Ogg owns a bridge in the area.
Is it true that you would earn a reasonable fortune off of this resort?
To be honest, that's not really my concern. I have more than a reasonable fortune off the argon that I've mined. The resort is really just it's a personal thing. It's for my family, and I want to be able to share it with the community.
In your deposition, you stated that you bought your land on February 25th, 2003. Is this correct?
I know that is correct in the deposition, yes. I think there's some stipulation about that, and I may have remembered the date wrong. At the time of giving that, I don't know if I'd actually looked at the deed, in 15 years. So I may have misread the date. I know that's been kind of questioned.
Your Honor, may I please approach the witness
I
with...
misremembered that, sorry.
May I approach the witness with a copy of Exhibit A and B?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that I am showing unmarked copies of Exhibits A and B.
Did you say A and B is
D.
in Bravo or D is in Delta?
D is in Delta. Can you please read these two lines?
Yep, so this is the copy of the deed. Wait, I'm sorry, these two lines here? In witness? Okay. Yeah, so in witness of Dr. Goma-Smog, unmarried, has set his hand this 3rd day of February. So I think you're looking for that 3rd day of February. So, yeah, it would have been the 3rd day. So, again, to me, I moved in May 13th. That's when I moved in. I guess Mr. Smog would have signed on the 3rd. So technically that may have been ownership transferred.
Now, for this map right here,
And which exhibit is that?
Exhibit A. All this is private property, correct?
That I believe.
Public property.
I've always understood that to be part of Long Lake State Conservation, which I don't know exactly how they're reaching that. I know it's open to the public. I believe it is privately owned by the conservation, but yes, open to the public for the most part. But I mean, they have their own rangers and people that kind of control that area.
And Long Lake is part of public property, is that correct?
I actually don't know the legal, where the borders are for the lake. I'm not sure. I know the shoreline along Tract A, that's my property, and along the shoreline on the south bank of Tract A on the river, that's my property. I don't know how the lake itself is broken up.
Iron River itself is public property, is this correct?
Like I just said, I don't know that it is. I know that the shoreline is my property.
I think we want to be a bit careful here when we talk about access to surface waters in the state. Brings up a whole different issue of riparian ownership and navigability has to be navigable for the public to have access, and I think that's kind of beyond the purview of this case, but was there a particular reason you wanted to deal with the use of the surface of the water?
I believe so, Your Honor. I
guess what I'm saying, it goes beyond the play of the theme that we have for this trial, and I'm not sure we want to put on that road,
okay.
so to speak. Unless you think it's really important to your case.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it is important to my case. Now, in your deed, it's true that it says that you access your road by the public way. Is this correct?
Well, I don't think the deed says I access it. I think it gives me permission to access it, which I do. So that would be correct. I do use the public road, the public way, the access road, to access my property.
So it did not specifically state a public road as the public way, correct?
I'm not sure what the legal definition between road and way and drive and boulevard is. I think it's all the same.
Let me just clear this up because you're raising another legal issue and the court can step in this regard. I think a public way and a public road for purposes, our purposes here today, are the same thing. So if it's a public way or it's a public road is a public way for travel by the general public. And what this witness believes is not one way or the other, is not really pertinent.
Mr. Ogg's land is private property, is that correct?
Mr. Ogg's land, I assume it's private. Yeah, I mean, I think, is any owned property not private unless you make it public? So he hasn't made it public, so I guess if that's what private property means.
And the access road is on Mr. Ogg's land, is that right?
It goes between the two pieces of the land, for sure.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions.
Okay.
May I proceed? Is it true you own a gas station?
Yes,
It is a lucrative business, is it not?
yes,
You feel guilty about this gas station, correct?
yeah, the money's really, really good, but that's why I volunteer in the conservation center, is because I want to give back to the environment what I'm taking from it.
And yet you still continue with your business, right?
Person's gotta earn a living somehow.
The more cars come, the more gas you sell, right?
Right, but at the same time, like, I'm also glad that they're getting out there and enjoying nature, seeing the land, seeing the beauty, and hopefully that will inspire them to take care of it better.
Thus you profit more, right?
That's a side benefit.
Mr. Shield is planning to open a resort, is this correct?
As far as I know, he hasn't discussed his plans with me personally,
Resorts attract people, true?
generally,
People drive cars, right?
most of the time,
Cars use gas.
yes.
So you would profit if Mr. Shield opened a resort, is this correct?
I mean, I would, but there are lots of other gas stations in the area, so, just, slight increase, not a lot to, write home about or anything.
You believe the conservation is important, true?
Yes,
That conservation is right beside Mr. Ogg's and Mr. Shield's property, right?
the conservation area, yes.
Mr. Shield has been running a mining operation, right?
Correct.
This project just finished a couple years ago, right?
I mean, I assume so. I don't really keep tabs on his business.
He plans to open a resort right next to the conservation center, right?
As far as I'm aware.
Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions at this time.
Okay, thank you.